Hello and welcome. We will talk about steel framing and connections as you see here, so we can make your own designed connection that you actually want and how to connect the beams to each other, of course. So yeah, that's quite it. Sure, follow along. It's not that hard, and on top of it, we will put a steel deck, of course. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy and let's go. First things first, we're gonna place our grid lines so we can model correctly the beams and the columns, of course. So shortcut GR, and we will place one here. We will name it just A, and I will shorten it a bit like this. Now we're gonna copy it by, let's say, for 30. Yes, then copy another one, 530. Then we're gonna make a horizontal one like this, and we will give it number 1. Then we're gonna copy it by 5 meters. This one also 5 meters, excuse me. And we're gonna stretch it a bit and see if we modeling correctly. Alright, if the grid line is not in the right place, you can just change it here by the dimension line, like here, and back to 500. Voila, that's what we want. And now we're gonna place the grid lines more into the center. Alright, here, voila. This seems already good. Now the next thing that we're gonna do is go to the section and see if the levels are right. The foundation, maybe bring it to 30, so like this. Gonna change the name to foundation, and this is the floor. Yes, and this is level 1. Level 1, alright, and that seems pretty alright. Now the next thing that you guys are going to do is insert the beams and the columns. I already done that, but don't worry, I will show it. So how do we do that? Very simple. You go to the insert tab right here, then load Autodesk family. For the columns, you go to structural columns, steel, select the desired one and load it in, and then it will come into your Revit. And for the beams, you go to structural framing, again steel, and just select this one or another one that you desire, load, and it will appear in your Revit. So I already done that. And the next thing that we are going to do is get the 3D view right here. And now we don't see really much because we didn't model anything, but why do I do that? Very simple. Go to the view tab, we go to tile views, and now we have our 3D and our floor plan in the same view. It's very important so you can model properly and see what you are actually doing. So now we're gonna place the columns. How do we begin it? Very simple. You go to the structure tab, you go to column, then you select the beam that you want. I want this one. And now we can place the columns on 2 different ways. You can just snap it in the center line and click it, and voila, there we have our column. I will look, oh, there it is. There is our first column. But the other way you can do that, and a faster way, is simple. You just want to go to create similar, so you replace the same column. Now you go to add grid lines. For what does it mean? So you select this grid and this grid, and you see the column is appearing. And you hold the control key, of course, so you have your plus on the arrow key on your mouse, then just the other grid line and this grid line, and now you see the beams that are going to place. Just click here on finish, and voila, the columns are placed in the right place that you want, or the desired place that you want. Now the next thing that we're going to check is if they are on the foundation. No, they are not. So we're going to change that. Select the column, beam column, and then select all instance, the entire project, not in view because you will only have 2 columns. And then you change the base level from floor to foundation, and voila, there we have it. Now the next thing that we are going to place is the foundation for the column, of course. Where do we do that? Very simple. Again, on the structural tab, right here, you go to isolated, and then you have a rectangle foundation. You can leave the level on floor. It will automatically attach to the beam, like you see here. Now here we see the foundation is automatically attached to the column. Right here you have the warning. But if you want to do it correctly, very simple. Instead of level floor, you go to the foundation, and again you can place it at grids. Just select your grids, and voila, there you go. Go to the finish, and boom, there you have it. So we're gonna check if it's okay. Yes, the foundations are on the right place. Now the next thing that we're going to do is model the beams, of course. I will remove this reference lane for now, right? And this one also, so they don't interfere with the grid line, so you guys see it better. So for the beams, you go to level 1, and then we go again here on the structure tab to beams. Then we're gonna select our beam that we want, and we can do it again in 2 ways. You can just snap here on the middle and snap here on the middle and draw it, and boom, there you have your first beam. Or we can do it the other way again. You can guess it on the grid lines, and then you just select the grid lines that you want. Just remember to hold the control key so you can do the multiple grid lines. Then go to finish right here, and voila, there you have your beams placed. But the next thing that you see, we have a little problem. The beams are a bit higher than we need to be, so we go to again to our section. And how do we change that? Very simple. We select one beam, or we select one beam, and here on the left side we have a lot of information from the beam, and here you have your justifications how the beam is oriented in Revit. Now we're going to change that right here, justification from bottom, so it means this is the bottom, so that's the justification. We're going to change it to top, and voila, there is the beam that you want on the exact place that we desire. Now we go to level 10, and we're gonna select all the beams that we need to be lower. Justification you set on top, and voila, there we have it. So we have placed our columns and our beams how we want it. So the next thing that we're going to do is make the steel connections. Where do you find connections? Well, here on the steel tab you have here connections, and now as you see we don't have any connection loaded in. Well, don't worry, we're gonna do that. How do we do that? Well, go to the steel connection right here, and then here you have a little arrow, and click on the little arrow, and here are all the connections that Revit offers. So the first thing that we need is the knee. We're gonna add it, and then we need a base plate and the bolted clip angle, screw it, add, click OK right here, and they are loaded in. So the first connection that we are going to make is the knee, of course. So we're gonna do this, or we can do this on two different ways. We can just, or first we can select the two beams that we are going to connect. Then we go to the steel tab right here, click on connection. Then here just a generic connection, so Revit says it's connected but not visible, like you see here. And we're going to change the connection to the knee connection and just wait a couple of minutes, and boom, there we have it. Well, the connection itself is not that good, as you see. So we're going to change that. So first you're going to select the connection, then you're going to go to right here. Oh, here you have edit type, and we're going to duplicate it, of course. The connection carport. Alright. Then here on the modify parameters, we're gonna select edit, and then the game or the fun begins. We're gonna rotate it a bit like this so we can see it better. Now my profile starts like here, and I will do it by 50 so you can see difference. Well, this, oh, I did escape and I didn't want to do it. Excuse me. So we go to edit again and rotate it. My bad, guys. Sorry. Just so used to it to press the escape key. Now we're gonna again do 50 to show it. So what we don't want is like this, because most of the knee profiles start like this, and we will just want a blade and not a profile. That's a lot better. Now we're gonna change the length of it to 100, and 35 will be a lot better. Yes, of course. Then additional plates I don't want. Additional rafter not also. End plates we're gonna see it's 2. His thickness is 2, alright. But the width we will change to 22. And why to 22? Because our beam from here to here is 22. The cap plate we're gonna remove. That's this one. Like you see here, this is removing the cap plates also. And now we go to the bolts. I see it's an inch and we don't want it in inch, so I need to change the bolt types to a DIN format and 649. Alright, and we'll use the bolts diameter by 18. Now we see the bolts are going through the beam itself, and we don't want that, so we're gonna change that by unchecking this box, and we're gonna change the distance to 10, so it's nice. The distance is nice, like you see right here. That's okay. The bolt groups, I will just remove this group so you see separate this group is. So we have group 1, and this are those 2 bolts, and the distance we will change it to 8, and the start distance also 8 or 0.7. That's quite alright. Group 2 we will have 3 bolts. Yes, we will start at 11, seems quite right, or 12. Yes, and the distance we will leave it on 10. Alright, seems okay. And from when you have when you've done the changes, just click on OK right here. Just wait a couple of seconds. Of course, click apply. Don't forget it. And then we're gonna see the bolts are changing. Just wait a couple of minutes. Boom, there you go. That's some pretty neat knee connection. So it's very simple. How do we get this connection to all the other beams, very simple. You just select the connection, create similar, and that's the other way to make a connection. Select the two beams that you want, and there we go. Now the other way to do it is in the ground floor plan. You select the connection right here and right here, and then you just copy it like this from to the middle to here, and just wait a couple of minutes, and voila, the connection is made. So the next connection that we are going to do is the clip connection. So first again we're gonna select two beams, then go to the steel tab, go to connection, and then select the clip angle. Just wait a couple of seconds, and there we have it. As you see, we will need to change the parameters, of course. Now we go to again the type, just wait a couple of seconds again. Bum bum bum, there we go. Now go to duplicate, then just clip angle connection, uh, port, right, go to edit, then we're gonna zoom a little bit more inwards, and I will try to show you guys. Alright, oh yes. So the first thing that we're going to do is change the length at its main, so change the length of the main column, and we will change it to 7, and you see that's a lot better. The rest I will leave for now. Then I will rotate it again to top the cope, top cope, right. There we're gonna cope it in the length. It's now 8 as you see, but we will do it to 2, so we will see this is now 2. The depth will also be 2, so it's more closed, and we're gonna give a radius of 3 like here. Then the bottom cope will be the same. We go to 10, or yeah, pick 11 maybe. 11, yes, and we will give it a radius by 3, of course. Yes, okay, and then we go to inside main, and we will give it also 2, and voila, this is what we want. Now we go to the bolt parameters, and it's an inch, so we're gonna change it to the din again, right here. Gotta use the 18 ones, seems correct. Right, yes, of course. Now we go to the horizontal bolts, and we go to maybe 3, yes, and we will do the distance 7, that's quite alright. Spacing, yeah, we will leave it at 8. And the vertical bolts, this we only want 2 lines of these bolts. Start distance will be 4. Yeah, we'll leave it 4. And now we're gonna set the clip. It's a bit too low, so maybe 7. Yeah, that's quite alright. And now you guys are gonna wonder why this isn't the right dimension from this clip, because the bolts are here. Well, we go to clip angle again, and right here length at secondary, so that's your main and that's your secondary. We're gonna change it to 25, maybe 26, and that's quite alright. So again, click OK, just wait a couple of minutes, click apply, and OK again, and boom shakalaka, there you have your nice clip connection. So we're gonna click it, create similar, and we will select the next beams that we want right here, then go to enter, just wait a couple of minutes, voila, like you see here in ground floor plan, and then again create similar, then just connect, enter, create similar, those two beams, and voila, those are the clip connections that you want. So the next thing that we are going to do is make our carport a bit bigger, and I will zoom out in 3D so we can see what we are doing. We go to the floor plan again, and we will create the foundations, not on the floor now, but we'll change it to foundation, and we will place right here and one right here. Yes, and then we're gonna create a column, create similar, then we're gonna place it one here and one here like this, and this seems quite alright. Just the columns we need to change. We'll not extend it to level 10, 0, and our base will be foundation. Voila, this is what we want. Now we go to the floor plan again, create a similar like this, and then a similar like this. We'll just voila, then create similar again right here and right here, and then right here and one right here. And now we're gonna uh, make the same connections from here and here. Alright, wait, and then up from right here, create similar, up right here, create similar, this one, and then with the clip create similar for this and this. Alright, then create similar this and this, and right, then create similar this and this we will also do. And now we're gonna make this two. So we're gonna, how do we connect them properly? I will change the view so you guys can see it better. Well, first thing, you go to the steel tab right here, and then you select mitter, and whoom, there you have it. You have your mitter right here. We can do the same by going to mitter and then select the two beams, enter, and there you have your mitter. So the next thing that I'm going to do is place the UP ends on top of here, and then we can move on to the steel deck. Now let's place some steel deck. So where can I find it? Well, you go to the structure tab, then beam system, and right here we have my steel deck, and I will yes, okay, everything is alright. Okay, then I'm just gonna draw it like this. Gonna set this orientation to bottom, then disallow join, disallow join, and now I just can move them to here, right here, align it to this and this, voila, as you can see. And now I just can array it from here to here, and I will do 15 or maybe 20, and that's how you can do it one way. Now you guys are thinking, oh damn, one by one, that's quite slow. Indeed it's slow, but it's more accurate of course. But you can do it the other way with a beam system. So again, you go to structure, then right here you have beam system, then you select the beam type is steel deck 10, so you just click and then steel deck. The fixed spacing I already know because I made the steel deck by myself, and I will show it in another video how to make it, of course. Now, so we're gonna sketch the beam system. We're gonna draw a simple rectangle. Then we go to the floor plan. Why? So we can see our grid lines better and makes it easier to model. Now we're gonna beam direction. We're gonna place it like, oh yeah, we can just leave it like that, why not? And then go to ground level. Well, elevation, okay, is 10. And voila. Now I'm gonna select all instance type projects, delete, and this is it. This is the steel deck, guys. We made it by a beam system, but as you can see, for the array, you can just ungroup it and then manipulate one segment as you wish. And for the beam system, of course, you can make it properly so it fits the roof, of course. And in another video, I will show you how to make a parametric steel deck family with one segment or three segments. And yeah, that's quite it for the video. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.